Our retreats find a balance between looking very free-flowing and organic, but also having a quite planned out structure. So I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of an overview from day one to the leaving day. So first, day one, we intentionally set aside to be more of a way to relax, to ground, to get to know the place, the staff, the other guests, the people. So typically on that first day, what we only really have is meals planned, and then we usually do a tour, and then sometimes we'll have other simple activities, bring the group together. However, for that first day, again, it's more to relax and settle into the space. So a common question I get asked is like, what time to be there? We can pick you up from the airport at any time, but I suggest people get there just mid to early afternoon. And then the second day of the retreat is where all of the magic starts to happen. So first we do an orientation that just introduces you to the staff, who to contact for what you may need, who to speak to about rooms, food, anything that may come up that you have questions about during the retreat, you know who to go to. If you are needing more support, all of those people and all of the places within the retreat center are demonstrated. And then this is also where we start doing the medicine. So the first medicine we do and we introduce people to is kambo, hape, and those are ways to prepare in advance for the ayahuasca ceremony in the evening. It's a way to cleanse your body. And then through that day, we also do a lot of preparation. This is the first integration meeting. This is kind of this opening journey to explain the medicines, explain what might happen in the evening, explain like what you may be facing, what you may be going through, how to kind of navigate that. It's a way to kind of make you also feel as calm and safe and secure as possible, have all your questions answered. And then in the evening of that day is the first ceremony. After the arrival day, those first 3 days are probably the most intense days of the retreat. Second day offers Satori, and so we allow people to do ayahuasca for all 3 ceremonies if they choose to. Satori is something that is very similar to ayahuasca. It is the same 2 components. It is a source of DMT and an MAO inhibitor source. The plants are native to Mexico, so rather than chacruna and hermala with ayahuasca, it is tepescohuitl, Syrian rue, and very similar DMT-based medicine, typically much less physical. And so that day, again, you can do ayahuasca, but it's a little bit lighter. That ceremony takes place during the day, and in the evening, we have a dinner, and you're able to kind of relax and have a full night's sleep. Third day, technically the 4th day after the arrival, is the day we have a lot of integration, a lot of support, and a lot of discussions about what has kind of come up in the last couple of days related to that ceremony. There's also a free time to explore the property, get massages, ride the horses, and then in the evening of that day is the 3rd ayahuasca ceremony. Typically when people go into this, they have a much different experience than when they did in the other ceremonies because they've kind of done a lot of work, a lot of processing, working through some of that resistance. That 3rd ceremony is typically when people have some of the deepest experiences with medicine. And then the following of the rest of the retreat is the final medicine ceremony is Bufo. And so that is done after all of the ayahuasca. It's an optional ceremony. You can learn more about Bufo in its own separate video, but that's something also DMT based. And I would say that's kind of this catharsis or this release, connecting with the higher consciousness at the same time, releasing what is kind of stored throughout your life. And then in the evening, we do the fire circle ceremony. So that is kind of connecting the conscious with the subconscious to have an experience of letting go. So after the Bufo is the last of the medicine, but we do have other ceremonies. And again, this fire circle ceremony is recognizing and appreciating some of the things that you want to let go of. And it's this symbolic way of releasing attachments to things. And then day 6 is designed to kind of help you come back and bring back to earth and ground back into your body. So we do have 2 ceremonies on that day, but they're more celebratory ceremonies. So in the morning, we have Temazcal, which is a traditional Mexican sweat lodge. We do it in a way that is appropriate for someone that just went through a week of medicine. So it is a little bit lighter than your traditional sweat lodge, but it's a way to kind of celebrate, be together as a group, the final part of coming together. And then the cacao ceremony in the evening is another one that is heart opening, emotion, but is also celebratory. So we have a lot of movement, sometimes dancing, and it's a way to kind of close out the retreat. And then the very final day of the retreat, it's similar to the first one, and it's the day of departure. But throughout that day too, I mean, you're welcome to stay during that day and ground. You know, you can take the time to explore the property, ride the horses, use the pool. Some people choose to take additional days to continue relaxing and coming down from their process. But overall, that day is the departure day. And then afterwards, we do have integration support.